Growing Up, Not Growing Old podcast.
We might never change the world, at least we've had our say.
Real talk about movies, music, politics, race, and religion.
Growing up, not growing old, the feeling is still the same.
Live from New York. It's the Growing Up, Not Growing Old podcast.
But I gotta say, I was just eating some Doritos over there, and Doritos is like an all-time chip. Like that shit is never gonna fucking get old.
Are you a nacho cheese guy or Cool Ranch guy?
I'm nacho cheese, but I don't hate the Cool Ranch. I'll go Cool Ranch 2 out of 5 times.
I mean, if it's the only thing there, I'll eat it. But I really do love the nacho cheese classic. That it goes great with everything.
Where you at with the spicy?
I mean, like I said, I'll probably eat it if it's there, but I'm pretty much pretty basic when it comes to my chips. I usually go for like the regular ass stuff. Like if it's Lay's, I usually go like regular Lay's, maybe salt and vinegar or barbecue.
Ooh, salt and vinegar. I can't do. You got balls to do the salt and vinegar.
Oh, I love it, man. Especially like with a good hot dog or something. Like salt and vinegar chips on the side are great.
Yo, you know what we're doing right now? We're doing a TikTok show. That's what they always do on TikTok. Give me your top 5 potato chips.
Oh, is that what they do? Dude, I had a TikTok for a short amount of time and I was trying to post on it, but I just don't like it. I don't really find myself using it or even scrolling through it or whatever. I really am not a big social media guy. I have my pages, but I really don't like to be on there all that often, really. Because people just post a bunch of horse shit that I don't give a fuck about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if I didn't have my podcast to promote, excuse me, I wouldn't even be on there, honestly. Because it's just, Facebook is just poison. Mm-hmm. It's just fucking toxicity. Twitter is a fucking gutter.
Right.
See, TikTok for me is the best because I enjoy editing videos and editing video game clips and movie clips. That's what my TikTok used to be. Now it just kind of transitioned into my podcast.
Okay.
So if it wasn't for this right here, I wouldn't even be on it because it's all just nonsense.
Yeah, like for the most part, like a lot of the shit that's on there is. I mean, I don't even know what. Instagram's kind of the same, but I follow a lot of food shit on my Instagram, so I'm always looking at food.
You saving it? Like, we're gonna go there one day.
When I have money, I'm definitely getting that stuff. When I'm in this place, I'm gonna fucking get this. Dude, I have so many places. I actually followed so many places. I followed so many pages that I can't follow any more people. I have to actually delete people off my follow list.
All right, I'll give you a good one. I don't know if he's on Instagram or not. I think it's called I'ma Eat This or Eat This, Don't Eat That or something. He just goes in like the tri-state area.
Okay.
And he fucking goes, his big shtick is he goes into places and he tries everything and then he puts on a little skit like they kicked him out. Oh, I ate this until they kicked me out.
Is he a blonde guy?
Yeah, that guy.
I've seen him. Yeah, that dude's funny. I like that. I went to a
couple of his spots already, actually.
Oh yeah, you know who I've been doing? I did the Dave Portnoy, some of the places he's been to with the pizza shit.
Yeah,
I mean, hands down, bro. Like I went to Ohio recently. New York, New Jersey definitely has the best pizza around. Like, and if anybody thinks otherwise, you really have your head up your ass. Like, it's the best pizzas right here. You know what I mean?
If you think different, you're just being biased at that point.
Bro, I went to this place called 40 Deuce in Ohio.
Yeah.
And they're purposely trying to be like New York style pizza. The only thing that I think they got right at this one place, because we looked at pictures on listings that were around or like reviews, they all looked horrible, bro. Like the pictures alone were so bad. I'm like, yo, it looked like you just fucking vomited and then put like peas and vomit. It just looked like crap. I was just like, it's just like, dude, what the hell is that? That's not pizza. That's a abomination.
And you're gonna pick the best picture you got. That's the problem. It's like the picture that they showed you is the best picture they got. I got Doritos coming out of my fucking mouth on my mic. That's like the best. That's the best version of that pizza, and it looked like slop.
Yeah. So like the one place we did find like I said, the crust wasn't bad, but they put so much cheese on it. It was like a sheet of cheese. It was
Oh
like way too thick
wow.
for my taste. Because in Jersey we got like the whole like tomato pie thing where it's like more sauce than cheese. So
Yeah.
I kind of like that, but like this thing was
Yeah.
like so much. I was like, it's like if I asked for extra cheese, it's like they just automatically
Yeah.
gave it to me.
You gotta
You
have
know?
that good ratio cheese crust fucking sauce. See, the problem with Portnoy is he likes pizza his way. So when he gives
Yeah.
ratings, he's giving ratings the way he likes it. Like I don't like
Yeah.
my pizza burnt.
Yeah, he's big on the whole Connecticut thing because I think he's from there, like the Connecticut style New Haven pizza.
It is good. I've had New Haven pizza. It's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, of course, I've seen it. I would definitely love to try it. I've never been up that way, but I was like, yo, if I'm out there, I'll definitely give it a shot. But I do agree with you. I think he's kind of an asshole when he's going to these places and
Yeah.
he puts these places down. But there's a lot of people that are like, in fact, he went to a place in Perth Amboy out where I'm at called Scorantino's. And I'll give it to him. The place is a required taste, I guess, because it's got a sweet sauce.
Yeah.
So not everybody would like it. But, he actually said to the guy, he's like, yo, this was like your idea to have us come out here. So I'm like actually mad that we came out here.
Oh wow. He abused
He
it.
gave
Huh?
it like a 6. He gave it like a 6.
But again,
I
like,
actually love that pizza because it's like a hometown kind of thing, I guess.
but he likes the pizza his way. So, you know, like he likes he likes it to be well done. He likes it to be straight, and he likes it to be crunchy. Not everybody likes that. So just because he says Sorrentino's is a 6, it don't mean everyone else is gonna think it's a 6. Because maybe I like sweet sauce. Maybe you know what I'm saying. Maybe I don't want I like my shit flopping a little bit.
That's how I felt, and I'm not gonna say the dude. I was like, but in my mind, I was like, man, asshole.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean,
you know what? He's not even from Connecticut. He's from Boston. Boston.
So I don't know how their pizza is up there. I couldn't imagine it being really all that fantastic. But
Listen, when you think of pizza, right, all you hear is Connecticut, Jersey, New York, Chicago. No one talks about Boston pizza.
Yeah, you want my Boston pizza? Yeah, try this pizza out, guy. It's fucking great. It's wicked cool.
Wow, that's a good accent, bro. You been watching Good Will Hunting?
Oh, dude, I love that movie. I find that movie so freaking funny, bro. It's not supposed to be funny, but it is. Like he's actually trying to be serious. Like he's like, yo, I'm trying to get my life together, but everybody can't take me seriously because I sound like this fucking guy.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm gonna charge you. I'm gonna charge the mound. I can't do an accent like you do. You do it fucking spot on.
I don't. You know what, dude? I also like a lot of the Boston hardcore stuff. Like I find a lot of those bands that came out of there are pretty good. You know what I mean? So
I found a new one actually. Oh, let me just say this is Manny HTC. I was gonna introduce you.
What up, man? HTC in his house.
I found a band called Haywire from up there. You ever heard of them?
I saw them at Black and Blue Bowl last year. They were dope.
Yo, they're pretty fucking good.
They were dope. Yeah, I like their style and shit. I think they're good.
Yeah, for real.
Freaking that Black and Blue Bowl was pretty good. Full Blown Chaos played that day too. That was the main reason why I won. I don't know if you like them. Freaking
I don't think I know what they sound like. Are they like a metally kind of band? Like beatdown?
I know you're not big on the metally, the more metal
the metal sound.
But yo, they were like a big thing for me, like when I was coming up on all this hardcore metalcore stuff. Because honestly, there really is a difference. Like, I mean, like the two scenes kind of intertwine, but like the styles of how the music is conveyed is different.
Tell
but
me
these
about
guys fucking ripped it. I think
because I don't really know the differences.
Because I mean, hardcore is a little bit more still leaning on the punk rock side of things. It's still a little bit more, I guess, basic. I don't know if I'm putting it correctly, but the metalcore stuff has got like these drops, like getting. You know, they do these triplets and like these weird ass like bands like Conversion stuff. Like they kind of get on like, even though they might be considered like, there's so many subgenres, bro, that I can't get into it anymore with like how deep it goes, like and you got this type and that type, but it's like a lot of those breakdown parts, getting.
Okay,
I love
right,
that
yeah,
too.
yeah. See, that's like I don't know all the subgenres. If you put a song on, I could tell you what it is, but I don't go
Yeah.
like, oh, that's doom metal, or that's fucking symphonic gothic. Like I don't know what that shit is. I just know that's either hardcore or it's not. That's all I know, and I can
Yeah,
tell you just
exactly.
from listening to it.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying, man. But like a lot of my favorite bands are kind of like that. Like Integrity, I really like. They're kind of like they have albums that were going on that realm. Earth Crisis, even though I'm not straight edge by any means, but I grew up with Earth Crisis, really liking their
They
stuff.
got that chugga chugga. Jun, jun, jun,
Yeah,
jun, jigga, 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 jun, 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 jun. Dan it,
like
dan it, dan it.
like especially that like a Firestorm Destroying the Machines and stuff, like that Destroying the Machines album. That shit makes you want to like just rip the place apart, you know. And I think
Yeah.
honestly that the music makes you want to do that. Like I think people can't control it. You know,
Yeah,
like
I understand. I understand.
I've tried to dance a different type of way to that music. You can't. Like you automatically just turn into like a gorilla and just sort of break shit.
It's mind control. They're controlling you, bro.
Like the punk rock shit makes you want to go in a circle and jump around, and then
Yeah.
hardcore is just a little bit more, and then metalcore
Yeah.
is like but like it's I don't know, it's ridiculous. Like especially the scene I grew up in out here in Jersey, it was very mixed. Like there was bands of all different types on the show. You know what I mean? So you would have like an emo band with a hardcore band with a street punk band, and it didn't
All right.
really matter.
So you know what I love asking people? I love asking this question. Since, how did you get into this shit? Like
So
like hardcore punk metal, like no one like we're starting to get to the age where our kids can get into it through us, but we're still
mhm.
not at the age where we learned it from our fathers or our uncles or whoever. So we had to
Yeah.
find it on our own. So how did
Well,
you? What is your hardcore origin story?
you want to know something? It was a long journey till I finally found hardcore and what hardcore was. I didn't really find out about hardcore till I was like 15, 16 years old, like in high school. I was into punk rock and shit like that beforehand. Like, although I really don't think there's a difference, really. I feel like they come from each other. Like, hardcore came from punk. So, like, it kind of stems from that. It just has, like, a different edge on it. But it came from a lot of searching because my dad wasn't into that stuff. My dad was very, like, straight up Puerto Rican, salsa, merengue, bachata, Spanish music, and a lot of like church music, and a lot of disco from the 70s. Because my parents, they had me later in life, and they're like mid 30s, so like they were like married in the 80s, didn't have me till 96, so their music taste is kind of dated by the time they had me. You know what I
Right.
mean? Although I loved all their music, all the stuff. Like my dad had some rock, like the Beatles and Wings and Queen and
Yeah.
stuff. And I listened to that, and I'm like, this is good, but it's not. It wasn't enough. You know, it just wasn't
Right. Yeah.
enough for me. And I also liked a lot of the blues growing up because I loved the Grateful Dead and like a lot of like 60s psychedelic rock because my
Mm.
dad liked, because of the Beatles. So because of that, then I went to finding out about that stuff like Cream and Blue Cheer and
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix and Doors and all that stuff.
Great shit.
And then from there, then I got to punk, which was like, more like the Sex Pistols.
Now, did you
And
just go search it out, or how did you go from like Hendrix to the Sex Pistols?
I was like I said, I was looking for like a lot. There was a lot of bands in between that probably connected from there to there. I'm just not thinking of them all. But
Mm.
like it was like just going down the line of like timeline of how this music kind of, I guess, like evolved in a sense. Because I mean, like before punk rock, there was just those psychedelic rock bands that were coming out in the 60s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like it kind of, the weirder bands that came out of that, like I guess like they say Iggy Pop and like the Dictators and stuff like that, kind of gave birth to what would become punk in
Yeah.
late 77, I guess. You know what I mean? I mean, I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't there. I'm like a way afterthought of all that shit. So for
Yeah.
me, like I really was, the fact that I even had a computer at the house was a great thing because I spent hours scouring the internet trying to find out about the music, which
Oh,
because
okay.
I didn't have money to go to like Vintage Vinyl, which was like a record store out here.
I've
So
been there. Yeah.
that
Great
was a good
place.
thing. Yeah, I love that spot. It's closed now.
I
They got
heard.
rid of it. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck, dude? That place was dope. And
That
you
was
got rid of one of the
relatively
best.
recently, right?
Yeah, like maybe a few
Within 10
years ago.
years. Yeah.
But a lot of that stuff is from actually just going on YouTube and like shit like that, and like finding out about the bands through there. Like they would have suggested stuff, and I'd be like, oh shit, so this band's kind of like this band, and this band's like that band, and I would just kind of connect the dots. In fact, I used to write it down on paper. It's funny. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab this thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because we didn't have like smartphones. We had like cell phones, but we didn't have like touch screens and shit like that yet, with like notepads and stuff.
Yeah, like
So
flip phones.
I wrote it down on pieces of paper, like the bands I would find out about.
Wow, look at that shit. Beautiful. Look at that.
Like, there's like a bunch of fucking, and all these bands are like all different types of bands, like going from punk to like hardcore metal.
Give me like 3 or 4. Give me like 3 or 4 on that list.
There's okay, so I wrote up to like 450 bands on here. This band called Anti-World.
Interesting. Never heard of it. Wow.
Severed Head of State, I really like. They're one of my favorites. Psychotic Jam, Skeletal Family. Some of these bands are probably kind of like, Pig Destroyer. They're awesome.
I know that one. I heard of that one, yeah. Wait, before you go on.
Fuck on the Beach.
Wait, let me ask you about Pig Destroyer. Have you actually listened to them?
Yeah.
What's the name mean? They hate pigs?
I don't know exactly. I'm pretty sure it's some type of political meaning behind it, but they're kind of like one of those crazy like grindcore kind of bands. Like they have
I could tell just by their covers.
Yeah, like Prowling in the Yard and stuff like that. Like that's the one album I really gave like a lot of like listening to, was that one. And I remember one time I was wearing.
Is it Cops?
I was wearing a Pig. Probably is something to do with Cops. I don't know. Probably do hate Cops. I mean,
just thought of it.
I don't really give a shit about Cops myself. I don't hate them. I don't really care about them, but I don't hate them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not my choice what you chose to do as a career. You know what I mean? Just as long as you're not like an asshole, But most of them are. So what am I supposed to say?
Yeah, you know I mean, you can only judge it by your own experiences. I mean, if every experience you've had has been bad, then
hasn't been bad. A lot of times, if you just kind of conduct yourself like a normal human being, you get out of there. I remember one time I got caught with a lot of weed on me behind this Wendy's by my house. This was like a while ago. Before
that sounds shady as fuck, bro. That sounds so shady. I was behind Wendy's with a bunch of weed on me.
Me and my friend, and one of them, one of the people I'm talking about. I don't know if he wants me to mention his name, so I'm not. But
Gus.
Me, this one kid,
we'll call him
kid
Gus.
we were with. Yeah, we were in a car. We were in a car behind Wendy's, and we listened. It was my friend's car, so we listened to him. I don't know why we decided that this was a good spot to like roll up and smoke at, but he swore by it. He's like, "Yo, go behind Wendy's. This is the best. I smoke there all the time." And I'm like, we go over there, and we're rolling up, we're chilling, and luckily, like the dude in the back, the guy that car, we drove his car. He was already fucked up when he came to our house because he only lived like a few houses down from me. And then we took his car over there, and he's just like rolling up, and then with his car pulls up right next to us, right? And we didn't think anything of it, but a flashlight came up, and we're like, "Oh shit, we're fucked!" It's the fucking the DTs and shit.
Right away.
And they did it in the most cop way. Like it was like the dude was bald, so he looked over, just really slow motion, and then with a fucking flashlight really fast, like don't fucking move. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Dude, I just want to smoke." And he's like, "Oh, you got fucking weed on you?" He pulls us out of the car. And I had a weed vape, and this is like one of the older ones. It's not like the ones they have now that are little small ones. This one you had to pack the flower in. It was dope. I still have it. I have a newer version of that. You pack the flower in there, and it's like an oven. It just fucking heats the shit up, and then you still have the shit left over. But that's besides the point. So I took that shit out of my pocket and put it in the door of the car because I was in the passenger seat. Like, they have those little fucking compartments. So I took it out real fast before he pulled me out of the car. So I got out that night, but the dude in the back got hit with everything because they caught him with all the blood. And I was like, thank God.
No.
So we had to drive his car back, and then we had to pick him up from the police station. So
he got locked up?
Yeah, I guess for the night, but they let him go. I don't know.
That's
I don't
so
know
stupid.
what it was. I don't know. I mean, I guess at the time it was starting to get more lenient, so they were like, "All right, we'll hit you with like some like probation or some stupid bullshit." I don't know exactly what they hit them with, some type of fine or maybe, but yeah,
Yeah,
I think they're
it's
just
better
fucking with us
now.
because we're like, yeah, no, it wasn't. It was kind of annoying back then, but I think they were just fucking with us because they're like,
Yeah,
oh,
you're
they're like
probably
fucking.
fucking young, tattooed kids, fucking hanging out behind the Wendy's. You know, of course.
Yeah, yeah, listening to fucking I forgot we were listening to like fucking Wu-Tang Clan or something. Fucking so
You're listening to you're blasting "Fuck the Police" behind Wendy's. Is that what happened? And then they rolled
yeah,
up.
so I think it was fucking chess boxing. I remember the song because I was like bumping to it.
Dude,
The
I'm gonna give
the
it to
the
you.
the
Bolivia.
art of
Or
chess
like cocaine
boxing.
straight from
Is that
Bolivia.
the song? Yeah,
Yeah, the art of chess box. Yeah,
and I'm
my
chilling
hip hop
there,
will rock and
and then
shock
I
the
fucking
nation. The
the black light.
Emancipation Proclamation.
I was so happy I got to go home that night, dude. Because if my
Oh, of
mom and dad
course.
found out about that shit, they would have been like, "Yo, you're so stupid, dude. Like, we told you never to like
Yo,
smoke."
it's so disappointed
My
in you, son.
Yeah, I mean, my parents were actually pretty good parents. They weren't bad or anything, you know, like God fearing people, you know, really like religious. I think that's probably why
Yeah,
I got into the stuff I did because, like, it was like I didn't always really buy into the whole God thing. I'm not an atheist by any means, but not the
sure.
way people portray it. You know what I mean? I have my own view on it now, but
Yeah, sure.
I was very much like, oh, you guys are like just always up my ass about God's gonna punish me if I do this and I do that. So I was just like, all right, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna fucking go full throttle into this punk rock skinhead thing. And
yeah.
being Latino, that was very interesting in Perth Amboy.
How
You
did
know what I
you?
mean?
Let me ask you something. How did you learn about skinheads not being real skinheads are not racist? When did you learn about that? Being a Latino skinhead.
So I guess, you know, the first time I really did see a skinhead in any type of like movie, but it's not a good depiction of it, was American History X, but that wasn't like my influence on it. I was already into punk at that time. So I always thought that, oh, like skinheads are the enemy and shit. But
Yeah.
then I ran into this guy at a store locally out here, and I saw that he was wearing an agnostic front shirt. I'm like, oh, I like that band, dude. And I was like, are you like one of those like skinhead dudes? I asked him. He was like, yeah, like, but like, I was like, are you guys like actually hate like black people and like Spanish people? He's like, nah,
Oh
dude,
no,
that's.
you said that. Oh no.
He was like, that's not at all the case, actually. You know, so he
Okay,
kind of gave me a
interesting.
little bit of a rundown of it, and then I found out that even in my town there was a few like punk bands that were from there that were also kind of like considered like I guess kind of skinhead bands. There was a
Hmm.
band called Dehumanized. I know people confuse it with the death metal band all the time, but it was a punk band called Dehumanized. It was all black band, and one of those dudes was a skinhead too, and they
Yeah.
actually knew each other. And he was like, "Oh, I know that dude." He was just like, "Yeah, bro, like check out this band and check out this band." So they would like give me like fucking bands to check out, even if they had CDs. Sometimes they would give me old CDs. They're like, "Dude, I haven't listened to this in like years. Take it." And so a
Yeah.
lot of my music taste was like from scouring the internet or meeting people that were into it already, and then just kind of like passing on the knowledge, you know. And
I think
luckily,
it's
where I
great
was at in Perth, oh yeah, no,
that you met that
100%.
guy.
Oh yeah, 100%. He was mad cool. Like he kind of looked exactly like Derek Vineyard with like the goatee from the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
So, but like just tattooed bald guy with
Right.
like a band T-shirt and boots. So I was just like, oh, okay. So like that's basically how they described it in the movie. And
Yeah.
then I was just like, dude, honestly, that's like a cool look. I'm gonna fucking do it myself. And I
Fuck
shaved
yeah.
my head. And then I saw the movie This Is England. I was at Barnes and Nobles one day and I saw it on DVD and I was like, this is England. What is this about? It looked interesting. The cover had all the skinheads on it. So I
Yeah.
bought the DVD along with a book. I think it was like a comic book because I'm into like some comics and stuff, like manga and stuff. So I
Yeah.
have like a weird eclectic collection. And I bought that along with it. And I was like, oh shit, this is fucking cool. And it kind of taught me more about the difference between what it was and what certain
What
parts
it's
of the skinhead culture became
what it became.
a
Yeah.
little bit.
It's pretty sad because
Mhm.
it'll never come. I don't think it'll never come back. Like it's so far gone into that bonehead realm, it's not going to come back to like what it originally stood for.
To some degree, yeah. I mean, there are a lot of like, as you know, in the scene that we're in, there's a lot of skinheads that are keeping it alive, like Sharp, and there's this group Feral that I'm cool with. They're cool, you know what I mean? Like they rep a lot of like the anti-racist stuff, you know, and I've always considered myself a sharp skin, you know, so it's a mentality. Once you know the reality of it, that it was influenced by like, you know, Jamaican culture. It's
Yeah.
like, though, like you fuck the bonehead side. The reality is those guys are wrong. They're the
Yeah.
ones dressing like it, not realizing that honestly, like the first guy to wear that outfit got it from a Jamaican guy. He was like, you know, it was a unity culture. And honestly, I think that's why they probably used the style in the first place. They're like, let's take this thing that was so cool and fuck it up for everybody because we're
Yeah.
Nazis and we like to fuck up
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like fucking the reason why when I say I don't think it's going to come back, I don't think it's going to come back in a large way where like skinheads will always be looked at as racist from here on out. At my job,
Yeah.
99% of the people there, me being the one, think skinheads are racist. Easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm the only guy out of everyone I work with, guaranteed, that knows the true origin of the skinhead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for they'll always be known as racist because of the media. The media is not going to promote non-racist skinheads. There's no news in that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The movies aren't going to show a white, bald, tattooed guy being nice to minorities. That's never going to happen. That doesn't sell tickets. You know what I'm saying? So I think the skinheads is forever tainted. And that is the best fucking look of all the fucking subgenres. That look is the best.
Oh, it's easy. It looks good when you're trying to be more proper about it. You know, like I said, shout out Pharaoh. Those guys are dope. A lot of them are really cool, and they've been really cool with me. And like a lot of them are like old school sharp dudes, and they'll tell you like how much fights they got into with those fucking boneheads back in the day to kind of like keep the street clean at the time, I guess. And I guess in certain areas it was worse than others. I know Jersey kind of had it a little bit because Atlantic City had like the Nazi skins, the Atlantic City Hammer skins. And those guys would get like, they would like hunt each other down and like fucking find each other where they were hanging out and fucking have big fucking fights.
Wow.
But I think you're right. I think you will never be able to really separate that history. It'll always kind of be together. And but in a sense, you know what, dude? It's funny. I always said skinheads are kind of like Star Wars. There's like the dark side and the light. There's like the Jedi and the Sith.
Yeah, you're right. That's a great analogy for sure.
So, and it's funny.
sometimes they turn. Sometimes you could turn them.
Yeah, a lot of them have turned to the other side and stopped the bullshit, and a lot of them realized it was dumb and it really makes no sense. Most people don't have like a real clear, clean bloodline. Like you're never going to be full Aryan.
Nobody's got that.
There's no such thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, not even Hitler was fully Aryan. So like, it's like, you know, how are you gonna fucking follow that guy and what he thought? He was a freaking he was a meth head, for fuck's sake.
You know, you ever see that movie Jojo Rabbit?
Rabbit?
Jojo Rabbit?
No, I don't think no.
All right, so this is a movie that takes place in World War II and like about the Nazis and stuff. And there's a kid who's a little Nazi, and because the Germans and the Nazis are always like they're fighting for people who look like them. And then the kid was like, "Wait a minute, aren't Japan our allies? They don't look like us." I was like, "Holy shit, that's such an obvious observation that I never thought of. The Germans and the Japanese were allies, but the Germans always fucking rallied about people who look like us, and the Japanese looks nothing like them."
That's why. I mean, look at how like contradictory it was. You know what I mean?
It's all bullshit.
Like, okay, so you're teaming up with these guys, and you know, you hate like everybody, but you're down with like, you know, these people. I mean, it's like it's all bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. It's all like just people playing with people's lives. Like I said, like I'm not really for like a big political guy, so I'm not on either side, Republican or Democrat. So I really don't get into those big conversations. I think the whole thing's a bunch of horse shit. and we're just stuck in the middle of it. So it's just like, just deal with it. You know
Stuck
what I mean?
in the middle with you. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. Oh, you hear it in the background?
Is that what's on? Really?
Yeah. Stuck in the middle with you with Steelers Wheel. I have it
Oh,
playing in the background.
I was just saying that because you said that. You said stuck in the middle with you.
And that song is playing right now on my TV.
You watching Reservoir Dogs?
No, I just have a playlist of music going on, and fucking, I love that scene. By the way, that's one of my favorite scenes in any movie when Michael Madsen's cutting that dude's ear off. And
I don't care what you know or what you don't know. I'm gonna torture you anyway.
Yeah, he's like when he fucking gets shot by fucking the other dude, Mr. Orange. Was it Orange that shot him?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, "Look at me, I'm fucking deformed." And he's like,
"Oh yeah,
look at me, I'm fucking die."
Marvin.
That scene's fucking iconic, dude.
Yeah,
but
great. It even gets better when fucking nice guy Eddie walks in, and the guy's like, "Yeah, he tried to kill the cop." He's like, "Oh, this cop, pop, 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 pop," and just fucking takes him out.
Yeah,
I love nice guy Eddie. He's such a good little scene.
Yeah, I mean, I think that whole I like a lot of Tarantino's movies, to be honest, man. I think he's just got an interesting fucking thing that he does with the movies, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes he doesn't tell it in complete order, but like just the way they're shot.
He's the only guy. He's the only director where I like every one of his movies. Like he hasn't made one shitty movie, in my opinion. I like all his movies.
Right. No, I could say the same. I think he's an interesting cat, you know, and I think a lot of that comes out in the movies. In fact, I was actually watching one of your other podcasts where you're talking about that, about directors. Like you were saying, like Kubrick has a style and Spielberg has a style. He's one of those dudes that has a style, you know? It's very like, that's his movie. You know it is. Even if he just has a part in it, he didn't do the whole thing, his like feel is on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the way they talk, you could tell by the way the dialogue is that he wrote that. Some of his characters actually talk the same because it's him behind the fucking thing writing it. Like some of his characters are like just his voice coming out. Yeah, he's definitely got that thing where you could tell who it is. It's his movie.
100%. I just like a lot of that. Like, also, I guess he's like, would you consider like almost modern noir or like?
I think so.
Kind of like in that style. I like a lot of that noir shit. Like we were talking about it last time. You said to watch one of those movies, Maltese Falcon or whatever.
Oh, I love that movie. Maltese Falcon's great.
That's I still have got to catch that one. I've been watching a lot of horror movies with my girl. She's like a horror movie fanatic. I thought I liked horror movies until I met her. She's a
I had a conversation with her about horror movies, and I mentioned one that I thought I only saw, and she was like, "No, I saw that in the theater." I was like, "Oh shit, all right."
Which movie was it? Do you remember?
It was the movie from Argentina with the zombies. Where Evil Lurks.
Where Evil Lurks. I don't know. I've probably seen it with her, but she's always got a movie, bro. She scours Tubi for these fucking movies. She finds the most fucked up one possible, and she makes me watch it with her. Like,
I just talked to I had Chucky Brown on last week, and I just talked to him about Tubi and how everything's on fucking Tubi. All these fucking horror.
Yeah.
Or was it him? Oh, it might have been 2 weeks ago. I don't know. But I was about all these horror movies that I find that I've only seen the cover art in the store back in the 80s, and now I can actually watch these fucking things.
Mm-hmm.
But do you remember what the last couple of things she had you watch?
Okay, I saw this one on Ed Kemper recently. That was pretty interesting.
Documentary or movie?
It was a movie. It was called Ed Kemper. It was literally, and I thought the guy that played him really kind of captured it pretty well. Like I could imagine this guy being like this awkward, kind of like mild mannered guy that just has like a really berating mother. So
that was the guy who Norman Bates was made after, I think.
Ed Gein.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That whole story's fucked up too. Yo, honestly, like it's funny.
That's the one?
That's the movie. Good. It's a good watch. It's interesting. It's kind of funny, quirky, but it's also got some grotesque parts that are interesting. But it's not horrible. I'm trying to think of one I watched with her that was like fucked up. I don't know. There's so many. There's sometimes I'll fall asleep and I'll wake up and she's watching this shit still. I'm like, I'm hearing it in my dreams and shit.
Because, that happens when you fall asleep with the TV on. Sometimes whatever's on TV enters your fucking dreams.
I've heard infomercials in my dream.
Yeah.
Like like fucking OxyClean, like fucking Billy Mays and shit. I'm like, yo, why? I'm waking up and it's fucking because it's playing on the TV.
And he's
Or like the
screaming.
fucking what's that hose that fucking like shrinks up and fills up really big? I forgot what the fuck that hose.
I've never seen the hose one before, but that sounds interesting.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Yo, what
Mhm.
I want to get back to the skinhead thing real quick. What's the difference between a feral and a sharp?
There really isn't any difference. It's just I guess a group that they kind of established as their own thing.
It's like a different faction.
Yeah,
I guess.
but they're the feral sharps. You know,
I think I follow one of those guys actually. I don't know his name. Something Tim. I don't know.
oh Tim,
Gamer
yeah,
Tim.
Tim, he's the international president. Good dude,
Oh yeah.
great guy. Yeah, I talk to him a lot. He's a good dude.
Maybe I should reach out to that guy.
Yeah, they kind of considered me like an allied member, so because they
Tim
know I'm
Gamage.
HTC. Gamage, yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's the guy. Okay.
And I'm cool with a lot of those dudes, and a lot of chicks too. It's a pretty open group. It's not just skinheads. There's like
Right.
people of all types that are invited, just as long as you're not racist, homophobic, things like that. You know what I mean?
Well, what about no, never mind.
Wow.
You said as long as you're not racist or homophobic, I was gonna just mention a whole bunch of ists and phobias that
I
Nah.
said, dude, like it's just common respect. You know, like I don't really care what anybody does with their personal life. You know, I mean, whatever. I mean, you can have your beliefs and views. It doesn't affect me. Do whatever you want to do with your life. You want to be trans, gay, live your life to the fullest. It has nothing to do with me. I'm doing me thing. I'm doing my thing here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just don't come into my daughter's bathroom and we're all good.
I don't know, but I mean that's a whole nother. I don't even want to get down that whole rabbit hole. But you know what I mean? You say the wrong thing. You know what I mean? But like I think everybody, you know, just as long as there's boundaries set, I guess, you know, like people respect each other's boundaries. Like you said, you don't want someone. You have that right to have that belief. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? And I understand that. I understand that. You know what I mean?
What's going on with your music stuff? What I know you're a musician. What instruments do you play? You play everything, right?
I mainly play guitar and bass. I dabble with the drums, harmonica, and a little. I wouldn't say I play piano, but I've used piano in songs that I write. I write a lot of weird shit. I'm playing bass in A Breed Apart. I actually have to start really looking over those songs.
Yeah.
Because I'm meeting up with them on Sunday.
It should be. It's straight up hardcore, so it should be pretty
No, I know
straightforward.
we were doing great last Sunday. It's just so we're gonna keep practicing until August 10th because I know we got that show coming up. I got a band called I would say it's like a 2-man project that me and my friend Brian do called Words of Beautiful, short WOB WOB, and that's more like alternative rock, kind of like emo punk. It's a mixture of things.
You said, is it words or worlds?
Words of Beautiful. If you go on YouTube or Spotify, it'll come up. It's like a white lettering. What WOB.
Wow, I'm retarded. I follow you. I didn't even know that was you. Wow, and your face is all over the feed. Yeah, I follow you. I follow that. I didn't even realize. I've seen it before. That logo.
I appreciate you following it, man. The very few people that do. I gotta promote it better and all this shit. But like sometimes I'm just like I don't even want to fucking go and post shit on Instagram and Facebook.
It
like,
sucks.
For what? For who? You know what I mean? Like, I don't really whatever. I like seeing people in person. Like this is great, bro. Because like I always said, like I wish I could hang out with you more, but you live like in Long Island. I know it's kind of a trek out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what? I don't mind driving. It's just my fucking dumbass work schedule, bro. It sucks. I would be out there all the fucking time if I worked like a regular 9 to 5. But
yeah, no, I do. You work late hours. My girl has a similar schedule. She works late too. You know, so
yeah, like, it's fucking rough. Weekends,
the days off
overnights
we have together are very important. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why tonight I'm supposed to be sleeping right now. But I was like, yo, I just need a night off, man, to relax and just do nothing. So that's why luckily I got you tonight, so we can bang this shit out, which is great. I appreciate you jumping on too.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I missed you yesterday. You know what's funny, bro? You said you were waiting for me. I was like, damn, he didn't hit me up, bro. I guess he doesn't want me on there.
Yeah, you know, it's fucked up. I was like, I was thinking to myself, was I supposed to hit him up or was he supposed to text me? Then I
was
went back
thinking
to
the
the
same
messages.
thing.
I went back to the messages. I was like, oh shit, he was gonna get hit. All right, whatever. I'll check with him tomorrow.
So he doesn't like me, bro. Imagine
Talking
fucking
shit.
no, but it's all good. You know, like I was like, it probably was me that said I'll hit him. So I didn't honestly, I didn't even have to. I was off yesterday, and I was just kind of out and about doing bullshit. So like, by the time I got back, I was just like, "Are we still doing that thing?" And I'm glad you hit me up about it. Because
So
like
all right,
it's
so
weird. I'm like one of those dudes. Just like, should I text him first? I don't know. Does it seem weird if I text him first?
no, I understand. I understand. I had a
It's
couple
like,
of
what if
weeks
I'm
ago.
bothering him? I don't want to bother him.
I'm the same. I'm the same way, and it's like Jesus Christ. I'm gonna be fucking. I'm so old, and I still think about these things.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
It's like, yo, should I call him? I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want to
Yeah.
hear from me. I don't know. Maybe I don't even like myself.
Yeah, no, I think the same way. It's fucked up how my brain works the same way. It's like
But I
what the
always
fuck?
said if we're in HTC and shit, like we're family. Like I consider you family. Fuck it. Even if
Same,
that
bro.
wasn't the case, like I think you're a great guy anyway. You know, hit me up whenever.
Yo,
You know?
yeah, I feel the same. So yeah, let's talk about Words Are Beautiful again, real quick. It's more of a alternative type thing. You were saying?
Yeah, it's more like I guess alt rock, kind of like it's a mixture thing. Because my boy Brian's not really into hardcore. He likes more like I guess like the more like I would hate to I don't know how to put it. It's like boy bandy metalcore. That's like more
All
his
right,
shit.
there's something different.
So, but that's not what the band is. That's just like his drumming style. So I was like, how can we use your type of drumming style, what you like to play, and mix it with my stuff? And I can kind of go either way because I've played in a lot of different types of bands. I've played in a jazz band.
Oh, that's interesting.
I played in a few punk bands. You know, I played in like more of like a beatdowny hardcore band, and like I've done my own solo stuff. Like I have a lot of my own solo music out there under Chinaki // MBP. A lot of stuff that I've wrote
Where,
just by myself,
where's that?
and that stuff is more like it's all over the place. Some of it's kind of gothy, some of it's kind of like a mixture of industrial and punk. I was just whatever I felt like writing that day, I would put it out under this alias Chinaki.
Where can I find that?
YouTube, Spotify, all that stuff.
Nice.
I don't know if I've sent you a link to it before. I think I probably have some of the
Yeah,
stuff.
I think so. Yeah, I like
know
all
I
the
sent
shit
you
you
the
do.
one that I did with my friend Nick on drums.
Yeah,
Chinaki and Dr. Nick, and that's kind of like a punky, kind of like weird, kind of like release. It's like 5 songs. Like 4 of them are like really kind of punky, kind of weird kind of songs. And then the last one was like this ballad that I wrote around the time that my dad was passing away. And I just threw it on there. I was just like, fuck, I'll put it on this album and release it. You know what I mean? I didn't really think
that's a good release of negative energy too, though. Like a lot of negative thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not even negative. It could be good thoughts. Just getting them out there, you know, good memories and good feelings.
I will be honest. Most of the music that I do write does come from like a more like a sad, somber place. But fucking I have another project that I do with my friend Steven called Legfish. And that's all like trancey psychedelic music. Kind of like dancey, weird. It's just totally weird. I don't know how many people actually like it, but some people do.
Yeah, but you know what though? You're doing your thing. I mean, how much like when I do this podcast, right? I'm doing this because I like hanging out with people, interesting people, talking to people, just hanging out. It's something outside of the fucking grind of work and the kids. But I like to check the views to see how many views I get, but that's not what it's really about. It's just about fucking hanging out, talking, you know, whatever, putting it out there. So like when you create music, I mean, obviously you want people to hear it, but at the end of the day, it's really not really about that. How much is it about that? Is it though?
I mean, for me, it's always kind of just been about like an escape from my reality. At least like when I'm making my music. It's I have full control here. Like in my real life, I don't have really full control of everything. You know what I mean?
But not free.
I have control of what I can handle. But you know, like at my job, like it's my boss that has control because I have to fucking work for him to get where I need to be. You know, in the fucking real world, all the bills, all the fucking government has the control. I'm just a small like grain of sand in a very big pond. I always said like
Right.
the only way there could be like full change like with people is if everybody kind of just started getting more on the same page and collecting their thoughts and putting certain things to the side for one main goal. Do we still want to be under the thumb of this government, or do we want to have like the rights to be us? But I don't think human beings can handle it. I feel like we'll fuck it up somehow.
Of course. I mean, it's human nature to
There's always someone's gonna
just
fuck it up.
fuck it up.
Mhm.
Just like even if you have a small group of people, if you have like 30 people working at a job, right?
Yeah.
And you have an hour for lunch. Okay, guys, you can leave the building for an hour for lunch. It only takes one person to go get drunk, come back, and be like, okay, now we're gonna cut your lunch to a half an hour, but now instead of working 7 to 3, you're gonna work 7 to 3:30, and we're not gonna pay you for lunch.
Yeah.
Like someone will always fuck it up.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where I kind of stand with it. Is I think like the human race, like we're a beautiful thing, but we're also kind of like a cancerous, ugly thing that somehow we'll never be able to see the same page. There's always going to be some type of conflict. I just think that's just the way of the world. You know what I mean? I don't think there could be fully good or fully bad. There's always going to be like this balance of the two. And sometimes you just get the luck of the draw where you don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I agree 100%.
You know? That's when I really started to understand what punk rock and hardcore and all these bands were talking about. Is when I finally came to this realization that, yeah, you don't have really any control. You're just kind of in the middle of it. You know what I mean? So you do the best that you can with what you can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like for instance, that song "Pride" from Madball. I know that's one of the like most played songs or whatever, but it's got a good message. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember when I heard that song as like a teenager, I was just like, wow, that really kind of speaks to me because of where I'm at in my life and how my parents are struggling and how we're just, we're doing okay, but we're still like we're not rich, we're not poor, we're just kind of like in the middle. You know what I mean? We're just kind of doing what we can to get by with what we can. You know what I mean? And it wasn't always great. There was good and bad times. So like you got it. That's just the reality of it. You're always going to have this up and down.
That's the great thing about this music that we listen to is because you can find a song like that and you can instantly relate to it. Where like back in the day, when I used to listen to like heavy metal, like I can't relate to a song about Satan. I mean, I can still appreciate it for what it is. Yeah, but like it's those lyrics that hit you and you're like, wow, I'm going through the same shit.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, I mean, like I said, that's the thing about, like, I think that was, like, the difference from, like, going from, like, punk. Well, punk was pretty realistic, too. I think it was more of, like, a stylistic thing. Like, I still got the same energy I get from punk in hardcore, and I really think, like, it should have always stayed hardcore punk. There was this division at some point where it was hardcore or punk, which was just, like, I don't know when this happened, but it shouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? Right. It should have always been hardcore punk. Except there's some people that like to wear spikes and chains and studs and shit. And then there's other people that like to wear fucking suspenders and boots. Or there's other people that like to wear sneakers and shorts. Like, we all are here for the same kind of fucking thing. You know what I mean? So what does it matter?
I think
we're all like fucking weird.
A lot of the punk stuff I feel like a lot of the punk stuff was a lot of complaining about authority, about parents, about government. And the hardcore punk came in and started giving like possible solutions instead of complaining. Like if you could do this for that, or you could, and of course the down to earth, stay true to your friends, work hard type of shit is always in there too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't work hard anymore. My working class days are over. I'm straight up a piece of shit now. I don't do shit. I've worked my whole life. I'm done. I'm done with it.
I mean, I feel you there, dude. I'm working at a tile and grout repair company, like doing like regrouts on people's showers and like recaulking their showers and like repairs like that and stuff.
How's your knees feel?
They're okay. I do try to use a pad. I have like a pad for my knees that when I'm kneeling down and stuff. Like even today, like I had a short day, dude. Like, but all I had to do was go up to Princeton and crack out these 3 tiles in front of this lady's dishwasher, and then I'm going back there on Thursday to like recolor her grout line.
So, you got 8 hours for that?
Nah, dude, it was a short ass day, dude. Like, I don't even want to get into that, dude. Like, I was just like, damn, like I got out so fucking early today. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know.
it varies. Like, there's days that are better where I get like my full 8 or even 12 hours depending on the job. But then there's days where I'm like, that's all I did. You know, I went and did that. You know what I mean?
I used to
So
fucking. I had this job where I would like sometimes my whole day would be like 4 hours, and I'd be like, yes, I'm going home early. This never happens, and then the paycheck comes. Like, fuck, I could have used the extra 4 hours that day, motherfucker.
you know, but that it's funny we're talking about work. Like a lot of these punk bands that I was listening to, especially when I was a teenager, they talked about hating their job and like fucking,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
damn,
yeah,
we gotta fucking get up and do this shit, but we'll fucking go party later and get drunk or whatever. And I was like, damn, you basically become that song for a little bit. You know what I mean? I was just like, damn, like I was
yeah.
living that lyric for a while. It's like,
Let me
go to
tell you,
fucking
like,
work and then
how things changed. There was this band, I think they're
yeah,
called Bones Brigade. There's a band called Bones Brigade, and they have a song called "I've Had It," and it
like the
goes,
skate
"I've had,"
team.
yeah, like the skaters, yeah. And they have a song called "I've Had It." He's like, "I've had it with work, I've had it with friends, I've had it." You know what? And my
Mm-hmm.
mentality when I first heard this song, I was like, "Oh, just get over it. You have to work. Just go to fucking work and stop complaining."
Yeah,
Fast
you don't have
forward
a
like
choice.
15 years later, I'm like, "Yeah, I've had it. I fucking had it." And now I listen to that song, I'm like, "Yeah, I've had it too." Like this is how fucking life just changes on you. Not everybody, of course. That's my experience.
It's funny. There was this band that I used to listen to back then called, and I finally got their music because I got in touch with one of the dudes from the band. I was like, "Yo, dude, where can I find your music? I can't find it anywhere because I lost the CD that I had of theirs. It's called Post No Bills." And their songs are all about like hating work, but getting fucked up, and like
Yeah.
the misfortunes of life, but also like the beauty of meeting a lot of your friends. Like it had a lot of cool messages in the music, and it's a very rare band that you really can't find anywhere. So I hit up the dude. I was like, dude, and he sent me a link to the fucking album. So if like I'll forward it to you one of these days.
Oh yeah, definitely do that. It's
It's
not Bones
fucking
Brigade.
dope.
It's a band called R&R.
R&R, I've never
Yeah.
heard of them. I'll give them a listen.
Yeah, I'll play it for you real quick.
I like it. Kind of got like a rock and rolly kind of feel already.
Yeah, it's like a fucking. It has a little bounce to it, but you know, of course, that doesn't last long.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like a '50s kind of fucking thing happening.
Yeah, I like that sort of thing.
Yeah, but you know, when you got
I like
punk
stuff like
rock,
that.
this shit don't last. Here it comes.
And now it's about to
You know
speed
what's
up. I
coming
bet.
now.
Oh. Oh, that's cool. They broke it up, made it. They definitely went right into it, full throttle. Oh, that would be some fucking cool shit. Get like a circle pit and just whacking people.
Yeah, so that's that song where he's just screaming about he's had it, and I used to hate that song. Now I love it.
Fucking, it's true shit. R&R, they're called.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add them to my shit. I'm over here listening to the fucking Cars, like.
Oh, I love that shit. Cars are fucking awesome.
Yeah, the moving in stereo. That's
Dun,
so
dun, 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 dun.
like that scene in fucking Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
That's embedded in every man's brain.
Yeah, I love that shit. Fucking punk R&R punk band. Okay,
Is it actually there?
I don't know. Was that like?
It was
Nah,
off a It was off a compilation.
there's
So.
like maximum R&R. I hate the cold. I don't know. I'll find something. It's whatever.
You know what the
It's all
fucked up thing
goofy.
is? It says R&R, but the fucking cover says addicted minimal. I don't know if you see that.
Uh,
Strange. I don't know what that
okay,
means.
Maybe that's like the album name. I don't know. It's whatever. That's the thing.
All
Some
right,
of these
so
bands are like really good, but then you can't like find their fucking music anywhere.
what? So before I let you go, can you tell us about the Breed Apart show coming up?
Yeah. So I mean, your bro Ant asked me to play the bass. I know it's coming up on the 10th, and we're playing with a few other bands. I don't remember all the names off the top of my head right now because I'm a freaking burnout.
Yeah, no doubt.
But we're on it, and we're gonna be there.
Hey, that's all you need, right?
Yeah, I gotta remember my shit and what I gotta do on the bass. So pulling out the
Yeah.
bass, which would be cool. I haven't played like in a straight up hardcore band in a while, so it'd be really nice to be doing that kind of thing again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Use a pick, right?
A pick, unless I drop the damn thing, I have to use my fingers. But
You could do the
yeah, I could do it like that, but it won't be like nearly as precise. Like with the pick, you got like a little bit more precision. You know?
Yeah.
You hit that shit, it's like you know, you can get like a little, you could dig a little bit more. Whereas if you're doing it like this, like your finger, it gets a little bit more like what Geezer Butler from Black Sabbath.
Do you love or hate Les Claypool?
I think he's a pretty talented guy, to be honest. Like to do what he does on the bass. Like I said, I'm a pretty open minded guy when it comes to music. I'm not the guy that really says I hate any type of music, really. I'll give anything a listen just as long as it's like it comes from an honest and genuine place. I think Les Claypool's a pretty cool dude. I'd love to do the shit he does on bass, man. Fucking weird ass shit, but it's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something must have happened with him because people are fucking hating on him a lot lately on social media. I don't know what the fuck
he did some weirdo shit. I mean, dude, you know, I mean, like that's the thing. Like you can like some people's music, but then they do some weirdo shit. I mean, it's like, damn, I still like that song, but why'd you have to do that? You fucked it all up, dude.
Yeah. I understand.
What was fucking crazy? It's funny that we brought this. Remember John Joseph was going around saying that crazy shit about rabies?
Yeah,
yeah. I was like, damn, dude, like, I hope that shit's not true, but I think I'm still going to listen to Warzone anyway. You know what I mean?
That's what I was saying. I was having a conversation with somebody. I was having a conversation with my friend Bill, and he brought that up. And I was like, I can separate the person from the media. Like, there's a lot of actors who are just pieces of shit that after years and years, I'm like, oh, man, that person, let's just say like Robert De Niro. Oh, he's just a piece of shit now. He should have never opened his mouth. But I could still like Raging Bull and Goodfellas and Taxi Driver. You know, so the thing with rabies, whether it's true or not, I'm still going to love Warzone. Because even if that shit came out, it's not going to take away from that feeling I first got the first time I heard Don't Forget the Struggle. You know? Yeah, that feeling, nothing could take that feeling away.
Exactly. And I honestly think that it is maybe a stretch. Because, like, I mean, like, Todd Youth did all those, like, benefit shows, like, commemorating rabies and all this shit. So if rabies really did something to him, why would he still be playing these songs? You know what I mean? You know, if you were with this guy. So I think, honestly, like, whatever did happen, if it did, it's so far behind in the past that if it was really that much of an issue, something would have been said by now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and this is why I stay off of Facebook. It's all just poison shit, right?
Yeah, I was just like, damn, that's crazy shit. That's crazy shit he's saying that about rabies. But like again, I didn't know rabies. I don't fucking know what he fucking did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just know that he was in the band and he was cool and he didn't have eyebrows and all that shit. You know?
I'm just happy I got to see him before he passed. It was I saw him out.
He passed in the 90s, right?
I saw him out in Long Island at this place that was a walk. Like I could walk from my house to see fucking Warzone, and there was like no stage. He was in the middle of everybody. It was such a good time, such a great show.
Yeah,
so
I can
whatever.
imagine.
I don't know.
And I feel like, you know what I think about those shows from back then, even though I wasn't there, I really do think there was a sense of genuine unity there because it was the earliest like formation of something like that. You know, I feel like it's kind of been lost in the generation now. Like it's there, but it isn't. Like there's some clickiness in this new shit, and a lot of these kids, like their influence of it is from TikTok and stuff. Like they
That's
really
fucking whack.
It's weird. Like they're practicing like the dance moves and shit. Like don't get me wrong, like, we all kind of practiced a little bit, but like these dudes are like, you got to step over here, and then when you step this way, you swing back. Like,
that's so bad. That's
Just
awful.
fucking dance. Who the fuck cares what you look like? We all look stupid.
I know
as
it
hell.
doesn't matter. This is not the place to fucking care what you look like.
Mhm.
We're just going out there and releasing shit. It's just a release.
I remember it was funny. I was talking with your brother at the last practice, and he said we were talking to somebody, and he said that this guy said, "Oh, this guy doesn't have hardcore etiquette." And I'm like, "What the fuck is hardcore etiquette? Just don't be a dick. That's the only
Yeah.
etiquette. Don't be
That's
a
like
dick."
life
and fucking,
etiquette.
Yeah.
Just don't be a dick.
Hardcore etiquette. I think he was clowning him over his shoes or something. I'm like, dude, it didn't matter the clothes you wore. It was about going to the fucking show and getting the fuck away from your house for a little bit. You know what I mean?
You know what's the funny thing about hardcore is like there's no dress code, but yet everyone looks the same.
Now, especially. Like now more than ever, like people are like, "Oh, you have to have the crew neck with the
is that
brim
right?
hat, the snapback hat."
Is that
The
right? I
Vans
didn't know
with the
that.
stripe.
Oh,
Some
I'll
people
never
are
wear
like really
Vans.
weird about it. I'm like, dude, like I used to go in fucking ripped up Vans with like holes in them, no socks. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
some ratty ass shorts. It didn't really matter. I'd go in whatever the fuck I was wearing that day. My work clothes.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going for you fucking dills. I'm going for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, yo, there's no dress code. You just come as you are. And one time I went to a show. I was wearing a black tank top, camel shorts, and Adidas, and there was like seven other guys with the same outfit.
It's about the fucking experience and getting it out, man. So I don't know. It's weird. Like everybody says, like they have their time in the day and it changes. So it definitely has changed, you know. So I guess that's all I could say.
Yeah. Well, I still love it.
Even for me, and I'm younger than you. So I mean.
It'll be there forever. It's one of those things that you can't explain to people unless you've been there, unless you've lived it. You can never explain this thing to outsiders, which is fucking crazy. It's more than music. It's a culture. It's a way of life. It's like the Force. It surrounds us. It binds us. It keeps everything together. You know, it's the yeah. But with that said, we got to get out of here. We did an hour already. That went by real fucking quick, actually.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad, dude. I'm glad we could like. I was like, dude, like I know we don't talk often, but it's like shit. Maybe we should talk more often because it would go well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fuck yeah, bro. And yo, thanks for doing the show, and we got to have you on again for sure.
Oh, dude, thank you. I would love to do this. This was awesome, man. I would really love to do this again. So you let me know. I'm usually off at the same time. You know, I mean. I hope not at 12 all the time, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that, man. You got to pay the bills. I like your thing, too.
It's all a thing, man. But you have a great one, brother.
All right, later.
Peace, bro.